you like to travel to an exotic country and experience a world totally different than yours? How would you like to see for yourself what life is like halfway around the world? How would you like to learn about an ancient culture and see everything you read about in the history books? Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences which she encountered on her trip to the island of Japan, also known as the Island of the Rising Sun. The Humanities Communication Arts Department in Norwalk College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writer and directors and personalities. And now, join our host Clifton J. Smith to meet the next director, Isabel Surapine.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you're about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they have completed, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is a film and TV production student at NCC who had an incredible travel experiences to a place like Japan. She also has an interest in culture and travel, and we would like for you to meet our guest today, Isabel Surapine. Isabel, so we know that you studied Japanese for 7 years and had the opportunity to visit Japan last year. Please tell us about your experience.
Living in Japan was a huge culture shock for me. I saw a way of life that is nothing like what I'm used to here in America. Even the air seemed fresher because everything there was just natural and healthy. The architecture was impeccable. The temples and recreational buildings were just overflowing with ancient Japanese art and history. There were even like little temples and altars to send homage to the gods everywhere you went. They are so spiritually connected over there in a way that makes me wish people here were like that too. They hold a lot of meaning and respect for life and how the world is. Everyone was so kind and friendly, and I think their culture has a lot to do with that. They have definitely modernized, but through the process they have never forgotten their roots or the structure of their culture. You can see in the buildings, you could see our American influence in the way that some of their city buildings were structured, but they always made it their own by immersing their shops with Japanese culture and decorations. The food was amazing, to say the least. You know, here in America, we are so used to the genetically modified and fattening foods, but over there, everything was fresh and healthy. Even the environment was healthy. I could go on and on about Japan's beauty. There was just so much land there compared to here, like suburban America, because a lot of their land is devoted to farms and plants and rice paddies, like this one. I walked about 20 miles every day because cars were for the wealthy, and the host student that I was staying with walked everywhere, which was another shock for me because over here we drive everywhere. I think everyone should experience Japan or dive into a culture that totally throws them out of their comfort zone, forcing you to immerse yourself in something bigger.
Wow, that's very nice. That's kind.
Thank you.
It's really cool. Could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production courses?
I've always had a curiosity about film and cinematography and how movies are made. I wanted to learn how to tell a story with camera, how to prepare for scenes, and then how to edit that footage to create a sequence and then a movie. I also wanted to learn how to use the Avid program to edit footage and create a movie through that on a new program that I'm not used to. I would love to demonstrate my abilities and what I have learned through a career sometime in the future.
What are some of the most useful things you have learned in the TV production course?
I learned how to operate a video camera and learned about artistic elements for shots like composition, how to prepare for shooting with storyboards, using field shot sheets and blocking for that, I learned how to use the Avid editing program that I've never used before, so that was a huge challenge, but an incredible advantage to have. I learned how to key in effects and how to film in a way that would show the viewer what is important in the scene. We then learned live TV production, including technical directing and editing. Overall, I really learned the importance of teamwork in the TV production program.
Okay. Tell us about the productions you created for the TV1 class, the Student Study Short, the Teacup Project, the Fall Foliage, and the Orange Project.
Of course. First, I'll talk about the learning project I did, the Student Study Short, which was our first assignment to get us familiar with the camera and Avid. The scene was a basic study sequence where we have a student finding a place to study, studying, and then retrieving. I sketched out camera placement diagrams and followed the shot sheet that was given to us. I took close-ups, medium shots, and long shots, and then edited the shots together to create a fluid movement. Second was my Fall Foliage project. We had to find locations to film all on our own and use the 6 guidelines for good composition, which are simplifying the scene, the rule of thirds, lines of grace, emotional lines, and framing techniques. In this project, we used camera techniques such as shift focus, poor man's dissolve, continuous zoom ins or outs, and I then edited the shots, added titles and music. Next was the Teacup project. For this one, I learned to script, create my own field shot sheet and my own storyboard for every single shot. I learned to focus on the important objects in the scene and convey that in every shot. I took close-ups of still objects and also close-ups of my actor, who created a scene of making a cup of tea. I then edited those shots and added music to create the sequence.
Now, I know you had one project that you felt was your best. Tell us about it while we watch a sample of the video with the music you selected.
I feel that my best project was the Orange project. And I believe that because at this point in the semester we were given the freedom to create and use those skills, we learned to create our own short film. I was very excited to start. We had to create our own storyboard, our own plot, draw our own storyboards, script the scene, do all the post-production paperwork, and then edit all of it, add title and a music. For this project, I refined close-ups to convey action and emotion. I filmed long shots, medium shots, continuous zoom-ins, poor man's dissolve, and shift focuses. Luckily, I had a pair of little actresses on hand and used my sisters in my short film about a Ouija game gone wrong, where they summon an orange from beyond the grave. Let's watch for a moment.
That was very nice, Isabel.
Thank you.
You mentioned a variety of things you've learned this semester. What is the most interesting and important skill, and how will you put it to use?
The most interesting and important skill that I used that I learned this semester was to always create good composition. Every shot needs to be just as interesting as the last, or the audience will get bored. Every movie I see now, I'm always on the lookout for poor composition or critiquing the camera techniques. Hopefully, I'll be able to use these in the future working in TV and film production.
Okay. Today we got to meet someone who shared with us her experience with the fascinating culture of Japan. As a new TV director, she hopes to apply what she has learned at NCC to document more cultural experiences and opportunities. She plans to use the new knowledge from TV1 to edit exciting travel videos in the future. I would like to thank our guest, Isabel Surapine, for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host Clifton J. Smith, directed by Diego Vita. I'm your announcer, Jessica Almonte. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.